each and every one of you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you. This is a live presentation because the time now is 2 minutes past 7 a.m. in the land of Biafra, 2 minutes past the top of the hour, regardless of where you are. And as always, and as usual, as I welcome you, please endeavor to welcome other people as well. Today's session is going to be interactive. It is going to be a question and an answer session. You'll be able to ask your questions and I will be able to deal with it. That is the way we dispense with innuendo, with gossip, and with outright lies. We deal with all of that on this glorious platform, and this day will not be an exception. As always, we are broadcasting on multiple channels, on multiple platforms. We are on YouTube, University of Radio Biafra on YouTube. We are, of course, on IPOB Community Radio, Radio Biafra app. We are also streaming this content on Twitter, on my official Twitter handle at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I believe I have about 271,000 followers. Not enough, of course, due to the efforts of our enemies to suppress and to try to deny your space, to tell the world what is actually happening in the damnable zoological republic. That notwithstanding, we resolutely, of course, and relentlessly continue to pursue this glorious restoration of Biafra. There is nothing the enemies can do. We are pushing ahead resolutely. And Biafra is very, very imminent. And as always, please tell those who are around you, because we are also on FM, we are on satellite, and of course on, I think it's TuneIn as well, and all other platforms that you can receive our broadcast and our last transmission on. I welcome you this very morning, and as always, we're going to pray very shortly, and then after that, we're going to open our lines. I will give you the telephone number to call, and then we shall be able to interact. Our interaction today is going to be purely on Signal. Purely on Signal. That is the number that I will give out. It is on Signal. If you call us, we'll be able to take your call. We are not going to take any calls on WhatsApp, not at all. It's going to be on Signal. I will give you a number to call. If you call that very number, you should be able to get us this very morning. But first of all, let us pray. Ezi onye nwanyị na Chineke na nke pụrụ m ihe niile eze ndị nsọ. Onye ọbụla na ya na chikere ne bụ na ọbara aka gị ka ọnụ. Anyị na-aja gị mma wee na-eto aha nsọ gị mgbe niile n'ime ndụ anyị, agbanyeghị n'ime ọnọdụ nke anyị onwe anyị nọ n'ime ya. Ọ bụ na asụsụ eluigwe, asụsụ ndị mmụọ ozi ji wee na-aja gị mma ka anyị na-akpọkọ ha nsọ gị n'isi ụtụtụ a n'ụwa niile, ehihie abalị. Agbanyeghị ihe niile nke anyị onwe anyị na-agabiga eze ebe dị ngọzi, were enye gị otuto n'ụzọ pụrụ iche, na-asị na emeghị chi ọzọ ewezuga gị, anya anaghị efe arụsị, n'ihi na arụsị bụ ihe ọjọọ, bụ naanị gị bụ onye anyị na-akpọ isi ala nye. Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile, anyị were ụmụ gị wee na-eche gị n'iru n'ụbọchị nke taa, tụmadụ bụ ndị eji nọ n'ụlọ nga, ndị nọ n'ụlọ iko n'ebe niile dị iche iche, ndị a tụrụ enweghị ikpe ọbụla nke ekpere ha. Onye nwe m na Chineke na-abịa ka iwe kasị ohu, bịa ka iwe gba ezinụlọ ha ume, bịa ka iwe nye ha nkasi obi nke pụrụ iche, n'ihi ikpete maazị ahụ niile nke ha onwe ha na-ata nna nke ebere dị ngọzi. Ọbịa ga-emetụta gị n'obi ka Biafra wee bịa. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị nna nke ebere ka iwe chebe ndị dị etu a, tụmadị ndị gabigara ihe ọjọọ niile dị iche iche n'aka ndị iro, ụmụ nwaanyị anyị, ndị nne, ka ha ara bụ ndị na-ata ahụhụ n'obodo ekwensu bụzu nna nke ikwe ka na-enyefe n'aka nsọ nke gị. Bikonu ka iwe bịa ka iwe bọrọ ha ọbụ. Anyị niile bụ ndị na-ata ahụhụ nna nke ebere, ka iwe bọrọ anyị ọbụ. N'ihi ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye nzọpụta, ọ bụ naanị gị bụ Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile. Ọbịa mere ntụkwasị obi anyị niile, olileanya anyị bụ n'aka gị ka ọ na eze ebe dị ngọzi, dịka isi wee zọpụta Israel n'aka ndị iro n'obodo ekwensu bụ Ijipt, ka ị ga-esi wee zọpụta nwa gị bụ Biafra n'obodo ruru unyi bụ Zoological Republic of Nigeria. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị nna nke ebere dị ngọzi n'ụbọchị nketa n'ụwa niile, ka iwe chebe ụmụ gị bụ ndị Biafra ebe ha dị iche iche, ka iwe leta ezinụlọ gị bụ IPOB nke gị nweji aka gị wee hiwe, ka iwe leta ndị nche bụ Eastern Security Network ezi ebe dị ngọzi. Bikonu, n'ihi na ọ bụ site n'aka ndị dị etu a na ọlụ aka ha nna nke ebere nke gị onwe gị kwadoro n'ime eluigwe ka Biafra ga-eji wee bịa. Anyị wee na-ekele gị wee na-aja gị ma na-asị gị bikonu, onye nsọ bi n'igwe, n'otuto niile na-asọpụrụ ndị gadara aha nsọ gị gbanwere mgbe niile ebi ka anyị na-arịọ gị ise ise ise. I know that this very program this morning was not heavily advertised as we normally do, but we are live all the same and direct endeavor to share this across multiple platforms that others may also be able to partake and participate in our program this very day. I am going to open the line. Please get your pen and paper ready because I'm going to give you a telephone number to call. And it's on Signal, please. On Signal. Signal app is what we are using from now on in. The number is +44. It's a UK number, +44 77 61 82 53 46. Signal, please. +44 77 61 82 5346. That is the number with which you can get hold of us this morning. If you have any questions to ask, please try and do so. We are going to answer your question. Once again, the number is +44 77 61 825 346. If you call us on that very line, we are going to be able to take your call. It is very, very important that you try and call us this very morning to air your views and opinions and, of course, to ask very serious questions, because before I came on air, I came across a very, of course, distasteful and idiotic publication as usual. And normally I wouldn't respond to idiots, but I want to use this opportunity this very morning to respond to, should I say, to the very foolish publication by Vanguard newspaper. I would have thought that by now they would have learned their lessons, but of course not. It is the Zoological Republic. They are doing all they can to try to suppress this very glorious, noble effort we are making to restore the kingdom of heaven upon the face of this very earth. Because this has been making the rounds, I think, since, yesterday or 2 days ago. A very idiotic and, should I say, I wouldn't call it malicious because it has no significant effect upon what we are doing. A very hopeless attempt by DSS to try to change that which is right into what is wrong. The only reason why I am mentioning this today is because Vanguard newspaper had the temerity to publish it. It is called Change of IPOB's Registration Status. The headline reads, Change of IPOB's Registration Status vindicates our opposition group. And they are telling our people to disassociate themselves from IPOB, which is laughable, of course. These are people working for APC, working for the Zoological Republic, a non-existent group. I don't know how the zoo can take lying and deception to this new inglorious level. A group that doesn't exist. We have searched and searched for those they claim are their spokespersons, and they do not exist. They are called the Coalition of Southeast Professionals Network in Nigeria and Diaspora, a group created by DSS. They sent one idiot to go and do a video full of lies. And somebody even had the audacity to send such nonsense to me. And to my shock, horror, and surprise, even Vanguard newspaper of all people published this junk. Brown envelope journalism taken too far. Very, very sad indeed. Very, very sad indeed. The idiot did a video. Those of them now recruited and working for MI5 in conjunction with DSS in the zoo. They came out to publish junk, or should I say to announce rubbish, that the status of IPOB was changed in the USA. That is what some idiots, all of these fools fathered by Fulani Janjaweed before, during, or after the war, or maybe their parents. They don't know who we are, that we are whiter than white and whiter than snow. That is why if you are in IPOB and you have any blemish, once you are of a suspicious disposition, the devil will go into you and you will leave IPOB. We don't sack you, you will run away from IPOB. And you will then so very clean and neat, unblemished, untouchable. They have sought ways to try to diminish what we are doing. They have not succeeded. They have recruited AFP. People, they paid money to AFP through one idiot that calls himself Tijani that works for APC and Buratai to be writing junk, and AFP will be publishing such rubbish because they need money. That is what they're using your money to do in the zoo, to try to deceive the world about what is actually happening in the damnable zoological republic. But we are aware of their tricks, and we are doing all we can to counter them at every point. The disappointing thing today is that a whole Vanguard newspaper published such junk, unverified news, brown envelope journalism. That is why Nigerians are blind. That is why the animals in the zoo cannot see properly. That is why their lives are idiotic and useless to the core, because of the brand of journalism that they practice. They think they can deceive people by lying. Here, we expose your lies and we destroy it. All of you working for the zoo, under your new Nigeria, under your constitutional or whatever force measure, all that rubbish, you know it's never ever going to work. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Because the Janjaweed are in control of your lives. You want to bring such nonsense to us? I have a few questions to ask Vanguard newspaper this morning. Because Vanguard newspaper published this junk, and I want to ask them a very simple question. Because it is through cross-examination in a court of law that you determine those who are lying and those who are telling the truth. It is very, very sad indeed that after even all these years of educational enlightenment, black people, especially in the zoo, continue to behave like the wild beasts and animals that they are. Very, very sad indeed. A journalist, you sat down in your office in Lagos, doing nothing. Somebody brought you a piece of junk with perhaps 4,850 naira in a brown envelope. And you published such junk without even the benefit of going to ordinary Google to ask if what they're saying is correct or not. One idiot somewhere very close to a poultry in Suleja did a video and was circulating. Vanguard saw it fit to publish such rubbish through a group called CCPND that doesn't exist. People know that this very group doesn't exist. Yet people are there reading and digesting what is pure rubbish. I don't know what is wrong with black people. I don't know who did this to you. How gossip and rubbish attract your attention so much. Very, very sad indeed. Out of this very junk, because if you write good things about us, we talk about it. You write bad things about us, we also talk about it. To present some semblance of balance, that the world may know who the liars and the deceivers are. Change of IPOB's registration status vindicates our position. I'm going to open the line very, very shortly, please. Do bear with me. I want to deal with this very issue once and for all. A non-existent group. The journalist that wrote this rubbish for Vanguard, his name is Joseph Erunke, whatever garbage that name means. Joseph Erunke. Erunke. He is writing on behalf of the Coalition of Southeast Professionals Network in Nigeria and Diaspora, a group created by DSS, the Nigeria Secret Police. They don't do anything in their useless lives. It's only to be abducting innocent people, looking for those that must have said something against their useless, idiotic, Fulani Janjaweed presidency. They cannot stop terrorists. They cannot stop the subversion and sabotage of the zoo economy, which is what they were set up to do. All they do is to be going about arresting innocent people, and they claim their intelligence agency. That's all they do. And at their spare time, all they do is to create and fabricate groups that do not exist. That is why the life of a black person is full of lies and deception. Very, very sad indeed. A group that doesn't exist. Vanguard hasn't even asked DSS, please Can you tell us who is in charge of this group? As any sensible, decent journalist will do. They will not do it. It's to sit down in their office, accept a brown envelope and start to publish rubbish. They said they're commending Buhari also on development of the region. I'm sure that some of you must have seen the news about the narrow gauge. Do you know what the narrow gauge red line is? Some of you are celebrating, saying you celebrate Amechi. From Abuja to Lagos, Lagos to Sokoto, they all use broad gauge. Some of you, I don't know the type of school that you went to. It is a thing of shame, to be honest with you, that some of you don't even know the difference between a narrow gauge and a broad gauge in railway. Very, very sad indeed. They said they're going to rehabilitate your railway. Rehabilitation, not construct a new broad gauge, but a narrow gauge, the same that Britain used to move our produce to the seaport in Iguacha before shipping it abroad. I do not know what is wrong with some of you. Honestly speaking, I have no idea what is wrong with some of you. But here we are going to educate you until you become enlightened, even if we have to do it by force. This very group that doesn't exist, created by the Nigerian government to attack IPOB and to attack the entire Biafran agenda and, of course, my good self. They said that I changed the status of IPOB in England, that I changed it, and that I put my name and that of my wife on the registration of IPOB in the United Kingdom. Something that is a blatant lie. A blatant lie. Deception peddled by idiots working for the zoo, hoping for a new Nigeria. They are working in collaboration with those of them who are deceivers and liars, telling you about a new Nigeria. Through Biafra agitation, you get a new Nigeria. There are mad people everywhere, lunatics everywhere. This maybe. They claim that Kanu changed the documentation of IPOB as a business organization based in London and owned by himself and the wife. Vanguard could not bother to just Google Companies House, United Kingdom. Every business registration in England is registered with Companies House in Cardiff, Wales. Every business registration. A whole Vanguard newspaper could not go to type in to find out if this stupid nonsense from DSS is true or not. They couldn't do it. Because they know we are growing stronger. They know we are waxing all over the world. They know that ESN has come to stay. They know that our people in the diaspora, they are funding ESN. They know, understand it very well. They want to get into your heart. They know as an Igbo man, some of you are very stupid and idiotic. Once they talk about money and business, all your antennas will rise up. Without asking them, please, can you show us proof? Where is this registration you are talking about entered into? You claim it's in England. Then show us the proof. Anybody this morning can go to Companies House, UK. Go to Google, type in Companies House, UK. Search for IPOB. And search for the directors of all the registered IPOB concern you have. IPOB is a community interest group. It is not a business. Nobody registered anything. Neither myself nor my wife, nobody. Nobody. They said it's on the 16th of January. I challenge anybody to go. Look at how DSS, as stupid as they are, look at how they are lying, like little children. Little Alabajiri children who are full of lies. And they are takia. They think they can deceive people. You don't know I'm alive, you cannot deceive people. You cannot. Mbappe said, oh, you cannot, you see, a rat in the house cannot steal something from somebody who is awake, only if you're sleeping. You bring all this, your stupid, idiotic lies, and you want people to believe you. A group that doesn't exist. Nobody has ever asked the question, who is the leader of the, why don't they grant live interview? I am live and direct and the whole world is listening. A fake group. Designed by DSS and given to some of you claiming you're fighting for Biafra. Some of you being deceived by MI5. Some of you idiots that have only power and glory and money making at heart. You are not freedom fighters and can never be. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Because as a freedom fighter, you are called to serve your people. you don't arrogate that very position to yourself. All of you using Biafra to be working for MI5, using Biafra to be working for the zoo, all of you will be disgraced comprehensively and totally. I'm telling you. And you will all die a very shameful and miserable death. All of you peddling this junk, that some of you are even so idiotic, one fool actually sent it to me. Is it true? Can't you go to Google and Google UK company's house and go to IPOB and see those who are registered there or not? And see if the name of my wife is there or not. That is why Africa is backwards. People don't even do common research. Common research to go and find out if an allegation is true or false. Common is just to be peddling it because you're very lazy mentally and physically. That's why you're poor and wretched. That's why Africa is backwards, and that's what we are fighting very, very hard to reverse. They claim that Kanu changed the documentation so that when Biafrans will hear it all about, hey, Chimo, he changed it. Oh, Unanopa, have you heard it? I will no longer contribute. All they are trying to do is to stop the funding of ESN. That's what they're looking for. If you don't, let me tell you. They know that some of you are very stupid and hopeless. Once you listen to gossip, your life, your brain will enter into overdrive. They know how to get you. Look at how Fulani Janjaweed are playing with your brain cells. So you will stop funding IPOB. The idiot that looks like somebody who hasn't been employed since graduation are saying, I have now given up. I'm no longer going to do this. I'm now going to work with a group that is working with the Nigerian government. Can you believe such rubbish? And Vanguard newspaper had the temerity to publish such junk. They are part and parcel of the problem in the zoo. The quality, or should I say lack of decent journalists in the zoo is part of the problem bedeviling that damnable zoological republic. No wonder white people see black people as natural liars and deceivers. The whole newspaper publishing not only falsehood from a group that doesn't exist, a group that do not exist, because they were formed by DSS, given to Vanguard newspaper to publish, and they have been given money to. They've given money to them. You give money to a journalist in Nigeria, they'll publish anything for you. But unfortunately for them, they never knew that I'll respond to this. But I will. All they're trying to do is to stop the funding. I maintain that we are whiter than white and whiter than snow. That is why Elohim is with us. That is why anything we say comes to pass. Because God Almighty in heaven can see the hearts of men. Once you're honorable, anything you say will come to pass. That is how you know. By these signs you shall know them. When they say something and it comes to pass, you know that you are on the right path. What is it? There's only one thing that I've said that hasn't happened yet. Of course, it happened somehow last year, where we won the full manifestation of it, which is the coming of Biafra, or the declaration of the Biafran Republic. Everything else I've said has come to pass. Hasn't it? Who have I caused that is not dead? I ask you. Apart from the hotelier, I told him that a vulture would eat his flesh. The hotel builder, you vultures with that. I'm saying it live on air so you understand me. The day it will happen, I will tell you I told you so. I will make reference to this very broadcast. Vulture will eat the hotelier's body. These idiots in their pipeline security with their BBC connivance, they think they can come and deceive us again. Of course, they are lying and they are joking. We are doing our freedom fighting in a very special way. Not the way that black people normally do it, because you people don't have the liver or the stomach to fight. You're looking for your daily bread. Even when you have a car, you want a bigger car. That is not freedom fighting. Gossiping cannot give you freedom, or make you become like us, or make you as famous as we are, or make you as relevant as we are, or make our people to listen to you. They can never listen to you. It's impossible. Because our people are reasonable enough to understand those who are fighting for them in truth and in every honesty. People ask us our secret and we'll tell them is only one thing. Biafrans only love one thing in their life, which is the truth. They themselves may not be perfect, but they want to hear the truth from you. Once you tell them the truth and they see that you're consistent, they will follow you. And that is what DSS, by creating this useless group, is trying to should I say, to frustrate. That's what they're trying to do. To make you to go off, to make you to begin to think otherwise, whereas the group doesn't exist. And the news they're peddling is falsehood, blatant falsehood. You have Google on your smartphone, on your iPad, or your computer. Go and Google it and see if my wife's name is on any company in the UK, unless they have registered it on the, and if they do, of course, they will take them to court in the UK. Let them try it now. They understand that very well. Look at how they're playing with your brains, all of you. Very, very sad indeed. So I am placing a warning to the publisher, not to the editor, to the publisher of Vanguard newspaper, that such journalism is responsible for what is happening in the zoo today. They too are complicit, not just Fulani Janjaweedism, but the quality of journalism in Nigeria is lamentable. Very, very sad indeed. Very, very sad indeed. Reacting to this in a statement, the coalition called on well-meaning Igbo sons and daughters to pull out of the group because they know that we are formidable. They know that IPOB is very strong. They will tell you this Igbo. They know that IPOB is everywhere. I've been holding meetings with every relevant stakeholder in the southern part of Biafra and in our coastal region. You see the effort they are making with their BBC to narrow our agitation, to make it Igbo. They know that we are everywhere. I keep holding meetings with important people, with youth groups right across the length and breadth of Biafra land, even into the so-called middle belt. They don't know this. They don't know that we are in control. They have no idea. They try to narrow it down to Igbo this, Igbo that. When that fails, they now come up with their lies. Nnamdi Kanu registered something with his wife, which is a lie. Can't you listening to this rubbish, can't you go into Google and Google something and find out? I told them that they will come with every trick in the book. And we are going to defeat all of them. Every trick in the book, they will come with it. We are going to defeat all of them. I'm telling you the truth. People are calling and we must go to them this morning because this was meant to be an interactive session. But I had to deal with the lies and the gossip and the maybe they saw the pictures that was released of me. Some of them are even trying to look like me. Some of them are now keeping their beard, the lower beard. They try to maybe dye it a bit of white so it can look like my own. So they can look. People as ugly as Satan himself. They want to appear somehow decent. Because they have seen my photos on social media. They want to look, maybe they think if they look handsome, somehow people will start following them. If you're ugly both inside and out. I am 53 years old, but I'm sure I don't look it. Because Elohim can see that my heart is pure and genuine. Nobody loves their people more than I do. Nobody can love Biafrans, of course, apart from God in heaven. No human being can. Nor sacrifice what we have sacrificed to ensure that Biafra land is set free. Nobody can. They cannot do it. If you buy them one Cherokee Jeep 4x4, they capitulate, float one contract, you come and guide the pipeline for me, they start falling over themselves. We are unbuyable, unbribable. I remember many years ago I told Biafrans in the US, you will fund this struggle if you like it or not, you will fund it. You people will pay for it. That is the reason why Elohim sent you to USA. Not to go and better yourselves and your families, but to fund this for this very time that we are in. And as at the time, they have now started to respond. That is when DSS and some idiots working for the zoo, claiming they're fighting for Biafra, is now coming out to talk rubbish. Every Sabo will be defeated and disgraced. And finally, you'll be tried and you'll be hanged. There is no escaping from this very fact. It doesn't matter what you do. Even those I don't talk to, those I don't respond to, idiots everywhere talking rubbish. When we've not even mentioned their names, they have seen ESN everywhere waxing very strong. They won't talk about it. They saw our sisters who were being raped. We've just released them For them alone, we paid over 9 million. Nobody will talk about it. Nobody will come to IPOB and say, all this money you're spending to release people from Abuja, where are you getting it from? Nobody will ask that stupid question. Because they are idiots and they are fools. They abduct our people from Obibo, take them to Abuja, scatter them everywhere. We went to the army barracks to go and find them and to release them, take them to court and release them. We have spent over 26 million naira trying to free our people. 26 million. Tell me which other group of people has ever done that before. Both those who are not IPOB, we release everybody because all are Biafrans. You see why Chukwukika Biama love and bless us always? Because our heart is clean. Ask all those people released from detention, has any of them before been to an IPOB meeting? Most of them, no. They just set them on the streets and they took them. We released them. Paid a whole lot of money to release them. Money that belongs to IPOB family worldwide. Ask the hotelier, they give him money to run Biafra. He will be busy building hotels and hostels. That is why nobody takes him seriously. That is why nobody follows him anymore. That is why he's afraid. He thinks I will go after him. I'm not going to go after you. Elohim will kill you. You will die and vultures will eat your flesh. I can't go after you. You're irrelevant. Idiots, I don't even mention their names. They'll be yapping rubbish every blessed day, including the pig in the creek, talking rubbish every blessed day. You have eaten your money and built your schools in Cotonou. So why are you bothered about freedom? You don't know that those that gave you that money, they understand you very well. How many times did they come to me? They offered me Biafra of Igbo territory alone, Southeast, and I said no. Because there are Igbo people everywhere. We are all Igbo people, if you like it or not. At the end of this very day, of course, you come to the very realization that what I'm saying is correct. I said no, I want the whole of Biafra. They gave me all their money in the world, and I said no. Not once, not twice. I said no. They ran to my parents to go and bribe my parents, and my parents said no. All you poverty-stricken idiots that think that by going into freedom fighting somehow you make money, you are mistaken. You are grossly mistaken. You don't know what you're in for. Believe you me. We are the children of light. Ihe Chineke. Umu Chineke. We answer that name for a reason. The children of the Most High. That is who we are. And that is why we are here. Our lines are open now, please. You may call us. If you call us, we will, of course, take your call. And some of you, I may even extend you the courtesy of having to return your calls. Please, one at a time, I beg of you. Some have been calling and calling and calling. Once I accept you, because it is signal, you need to be accepted. Once I accept you, then you can then call. You can call, please. Once I accept you, you can then call. I have a caller on the line, please. Give us your name and where you're calling from, and then ask me a very difficult question, please. Even if it is rumor or gossip, ask and I will answer you live and direct so that the whole world can hear.
Morning, sir. On Your Excellency, I am Evangelist Susan Akunwotuche calling from Biafra land.
Thank you, guys.
Protect and keep you.
Yes, sir.
You will lead us to Biafra.
Yes,
please, my simple question is about the fasting and prayer. Some people said it has started.
No, it hasn't.
So I want
it has not started yet.
Please.
When it starts, I will announce it live on air on this glorious platform that God himself has made. I will announce it. We have not started.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I will be in Israel to announce it. And then we will start our fasting and prayers from there. Thank you very, very much. They wanted clarification. I don't know why our people sometimes do not pay attention. They do not listen. I don't understand the reason why. I have another caller on the line. This caller, can you hear me? Give us your name and where you're calling from, please. The caller on the line, can you hear me for the last time? Can you hear me? No. He is listening via his system. Perhaps he is joining us for the very first time and do not understand that once your call is taken, then you begin to speak. That was the reason why I had my secretary try to do not call again. If I accept your call and you do not speak immediately, then I will no longer take your call. The caller on the line, can you hear me, please? Your name and where you're calling from?
Good morning, my leader from here. My name is Pastor Jack, and I'm calling from Lagos.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. I want to first of all appreciate you for your enormous work, and Chukwu Kebemo continue to keep you until you lead us into Biafra. So my question this morning is,